What's going on, my PT peeps? I'm a Walking Dead family. One eyebrow back from the PT channel to talk about The Walking Dead and do a discussion video about Siddiq. Big plans for him? Possibly. I think so. Obviously, spoiler warning if you're not up to date of the show as of season 8. Comic stuff, TV show. Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead general. Stop watching now if you don't want to know and you're not up to date. I don't want to ruin anything for you. So with this video and every video, guys, post your comments below. Let me know your thoughts of Siddiq and anything you can think of. I'm interested to know. Also, guys, join our family. If you love The Walking Dead like we do, it's easy to join our family. Just hit that subscribe button. Now, Siddiq came around in Season 8, Episode 1 for a reason. He's still around. He's connected with the Carl death. It's a shame that it had to happen this way because it kind of ruined the character of Siddiq because people always be connected with Siddiq with Carl's death. Siddiq came around. Carl wanted to help him. We saw the orange backpack. Siddiq get food from Carl. Carl was all about helping Siddiq, which is cool. I like that idea. Why Carl had to die, saving him, made no sense at all. But that's where we're at and we have to go forward. But Siddiq is alive. Carl is not. Now, Siddiq is a character in the comic. Still around. Still interesting. Kind of important. Not the biggest character, but Siddiq on the show is going to be different from the comic. I already see a big difference. Let me know your thoughts if you read the comics, guys. Any differences between Siddiq on the show versus Siddiq in the comic. The biggest difference is how the group met Siddiq and how he's connected with Carl and Carl's death on the show. That doesn't happen in the comic. Also, the background's a little different, even though they're both Muslim Americans. The education of these characters on the show versus the comic is different. I don't think he's a doctor in the comic. On the show, he's a resident physician or resident doctor. Now, that means that he graduated from medical school, but he's still in training. He was still learning. He doesn't have years of experience. But he's connected with Carl's death. So clearly, people aren't going to like this character for what he came around and how he's connected with the show. Even though he could be a great character, and I hope he is. I hope he brings a lot to the table. But we saw him in the vision of Carl's future. Obviously, he's going to be around for a while, whether it be as a really valuable asset, a doctor, a builder, and obviously he has some construction knowledge as he's doing masonry work with Jerry in Carl's future reference of what he wants to see. So we'll see what happens with Siddiq, but let's talk about some doctors. Dr. Jenner came around in season 1 at the CDC, and we all know how that ended. He blew up with the CDC. He's gone, but there haven't been that many doctors on the show, and I find that pretty interesting. In the world of The Walking Dead, not too many doctors. We had Herschel, of course, even though he was a veterinary doctor, still a doctor on there. Herschel was beloved by all. He didn't make it. Also, we had the doctor from Woodbury. I can't remember his name, but he died with the flu epidemic back in season 4. So 2 doctors we lost in season 4. Then I just had to highlight Milton here. I'm pretty sure he wasn't a doctor. I might be wrong about that, but Milton was a smart guy in the world of The Walking Dead trying to work on walkers and figure something out. So he's a general smart guy, scientist. So I had to mention him, of course. We had the doctor at Grady Memorial. He's still there, probably at Grady Memorial. That would be cool if they came around at some point, but I don't see them ever leaving the hospital. But that's one doctor that did survive, even though Beth didn't, Dawn didn't. There was some deaths in there, but the doctor's probably still alive. Then we met Pete at Alexandria, who was a surgeon. Pretty terrible person, but a surgeon nonetheless, and he was very needed in the community and the world, of course, but we know how that ended up. And then we met Dr. Carson, and we're like, wow, that's great. Dr. Carson's going to help Maggie have the baby. Pretty cool stuff, right? But if you know the latest news, that's going to most likely happen in an episode coming up. Will he live? Will he die? Can't wait to find out. Post your comments below. Then he had a brother, right? Yep, Dr. Carson at the sanctuary. Killed by Negan because of the Dwight situation with Sherry and the lie, and Daryl left and escaped. But that Dr. Carson died by the fire. It was a pretty cool death, but a pretty terrible reason why he died. Now, I don't believe we saw a doctor at the Kingdom, but clearly they have one as they patched up Carol after she was shot by the Savior. Also in season 8, they said for Maggie to see the doctor at the Kingdom, but then they said they'll get their doctor back, which doesn't look to be happening. But Siddiq is the last doctor that we have still alive in the zombie apocalypse, unless I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts, and if I missed a doctor here or there, post your comments below. But Siddiq is a resident doctor. We don't know what his discipline was or is before the zombie apocalypse. Dr. Carson was obviously a baby doctor, so that was very important for Maggie. Couldn't really do that much around because doctors aren't the jack of all trades, guys. And even if Dr. Carson lives, which I hope he does, but it's not looking very good for him, he couldn't treat everyone for everything and every time. He'll know about antibiotics and medical knowledge. And of course, knowing medical knowledge and being a doctor of any sort is valuable in the world and also the world of The Walking Dead and the zombie apocalypse, of course. But he's not going to be able to do rotator cuff surgery or do major surgeries on people. He could try it and attempt, but it's not going to be the best person for the job, even though it's slim pickings and he would have to do it. We'll see what happens with Dr. Carson, but there aren't many doctors left, at least that we know of in the world of The Walking Dead. But if Dr. Carson dies, that's pretty terrible for Maggie, Maggie's baby, and just the future of anyone trying to have a baby, because he is probably the best person that they found and we've seen on the show to deliver a baby. Now, if he dies, the only doctor we have left is Siddiq for Maggie. Now, what does that mean for Maggie? We know about the Lauren Cohan contract negotiations for season 9, and AMC and Lauren Cohan have not have a contract yet for the show, and it's not looking good for it. So that's a whole different set of problems. But say Maggie lives and Siddiq has to deliver the baby. That's possible. That could definitely happen. And I just hope that the writers and the storyline going forward has Siddiq being the hero and helps out and it works out for everything. Because if he's already connected with Carl's death, he needs to do something big and epic. And I'll talk about what I think it definitely could be in season 8, because I don't think Maggie's baby comes in season 8. It comes in the season 9, because there's been no word that she has the baby in season 8. Gimple has actually said that that's probably not going to happen. But Siddiq and Carl are forever connected on the show. Not for a good reason by any means. But Siddiq told Rick that he was a resident before. But yes, he was a doctor. So you could classify Siddiq as a doctor. But as a resident, he was still learning. He was getting specialized training in an area of medicine. So we don't know what that is yet. But again, guys, we'll have to wait to find out what his area of specialty was. And hopefully it was something specific that'll help everyone. It would be great if he was a surgeon or just an area of specialty that will help everyone out. But Siddiq is around. He's a doctor, yes. And how do you feel about Siddiq? Do you like him? Think he's like, wait and see? Do you hate him because of Carl's death? But I think one major turn that he'll help everybody out and maybe win some people over is if he saves somebody. And who could he save? Rick Grimes. Clearly he has a wound on his side. He's bleeding and clearly needs medical attention. But what if Siddiq saves Rick? Or he does the comic kind of connection thing where Siddiq saves Negan. What do you think happens? I think Siddiq is going to save Rick and or Negan, maybe both, maybe one. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Facebook, guys, Walking Dead community Facebook page and a group. We do some fun stuff there. Everyone's welcome to join. We are at the PT channel on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We do a lot of fun stuff there as well. Post stuff pretty regularly, so definitely check us out. My book series, Fight for Us, going strong. 5 books available now, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Kindle version. So we got paperback and digital versions. There's the 5 books as we speak. Book 6 will be out very, very soon, like mid-March. There it is, book 6 entitled Keeper. Volume 2, very excited about it, where we're going with the story and the series. Become a PT PEEP by subscribing, guys. We do a lot of fun stuff, and we're about community and family, the Walking Dead family, and I hope you do. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. We're growing every day because of awesome people like yourself who watch and support the channel. We have prizes and giveaways coming up, and to be eligible, you got to be a subscriber. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts of Siddiq and everything else we asked. Post your comments below, and thank you for watching. And remember, guys, you got to make some left turns before you make a right one.